YouTube. How y'all doing today? I know who it is, man.
Shout out to Red Big Trucker.
Who?
Shout out to Red Big Trucker.
Red Big Trucker.
Red Big Trucker.
Red Big Trucker. Shout out to who? Red Big Trucker.
Yes, sir. I'm over here in West Virginia. Look at this. Y'all see them clouds? Yeah. Y'all see the guard shack over here? We're on the side of the Amazon location. We bobtail. You know what I mean? I always say we when it's just me. Like, ain't nobody in here but me. Lonely old me sitting in the truck. So now I'm waiting for a load. I'm doing Amazon today. For all y'all was wondering, when are you going to do Amazon? I want to see some Amazon videos. That's one reason I subscribe to your channel, man. I don't want to see anything else but Amazon. So I'm doing Amazon today. I'm not sure if I'm going to put any footage out today of Amazon. I might. I got to go to, it's right now, it's 10:45. I pick up a trailer around tonight around 9 o'clock. And I take that to Staten Island. Staten Island. I know y'all probably like New York. We don't do New York. We are truckers. We do not do New York. Nah, but this one is cool. Staten Island, as soon as you get off the interstate, it's right there off the exit. So, that one is smooth. You're not driving in the boroughs and, driving through all Manhattan and all these high populated, high congested areas. It's good, man. So anyway, today I want to talk about something, right? I had a person ask me, as usual, most of the content comes from people that ask questions or just our basic experience on the road. So somebody asked me, can you make more money doing dump truck or driving semi-trucks? You would think that the answer would just be self-explanatory, man. Of course, semi-trucks. You know what I mean? That's not even a question. And for a person like myself that's have driven dump trucks for years before I came over the road, or rather regional for Amazon, but sometimes I do BJ too. Dump trucking is seasonal. Dump trucking is seasonal because the only time you really gonna make decent money is in the summertime with dump trucking, because like I said, it's seasonal, so it's go by the season. Because if it rains, if it's sometime if it's windy, or if it's just wet outside, you ain't gonna work. I can't tell you how many times that I supposed to work when I was driving dump trucks. I looked at my weather app or looked outside and realized it's raining, and what do you know? Work canceled. Because like I said, it's seasonal, so you're only gonna work in a specific season, which is summertime or the spring or maybe the fall. But wintertime, unless you're doing snow detail, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna just be extremely honest. I barely made $1,000, barely made $800 driving dump trucks. It was cool because I was local. I wanted to come home every night. That's the basic concept of going local, is that you want to come home every night. For the most part, that's what when people go local, they just want to be home every night in their bed. There's nothing wrong with that if that works for you. But financially, money-wise, it didn't work. It didn't work for me. So dump trucking is good for if you're like a starter and you're not, if you got a Class A, of course, and you just don't want to jump right out there and drive in a big semi-trucks. If you just want to get a basic experience, because even it's really not experience with a semi-truck because you're not driving combination vehicles. But if you want to get the somewhat concept of how a commercial vehicle works, as far as the air brakes, the weight of the truck, because dump trucks can haul up to 70,000 pounds. That's the maximum weight for a Class B dump truck. You can get the concept of how the air brakes work, driving a big vehicle, understanding the turn radius and different things, because one thing about dump trucking that I say that's not that you won't do in driving semi-trucks is that you're going to back and drive one of the most craziest terrain that God has ever created on this earth. Sometimes I can't even explain to you the places I had to back down or back up or back between. I've backed in people's houses in their backyards where they had a deep slope where it was a pond on the other side. If you turn that steering wheel a little to the left, you you going right in the pool. You know what I mean? Swimming with the fishes. You know, I've been in some of the craziest places driving dump trucks, and I've backed on some of the craziest in dump trucks. You know, so it helped me with the experience as far as understanding how a commercial vehicle operates. But it's a whole different ball game when you get in a semi truck. Whole different ball game, man. Of course, it's longer. Of course, it's heavier. Of course, it's bigger, and there's way more things to look out for. You get what I'm saying? Way more of your turns, your backing, you know, your tail swing from the trailer when you're making turns or you docking. You know, the height of the vehicle, the weight of the vehicle. So it's so many different things, you know. But I can honestly say that the reason why I'm still driving regional for Amazon and not going back local is because my checks are extremely good every week. You know, every week. I don't never disclose money on my videos. Like I said, I do Amazon and do BJ's, but when I was doing dump trucking, I very seldom seen that. I felt I was broke driving dump trucks, honestly. You know, I was broke. I was faking like I was faking. You say fake it till you make it. I was faking it, man. Like I was really getting something. I wasn't doing anything. Bills was late. You know, man, I couldn't save any money. Couldn't really do anything. We couldn't enjoy ourselves. I couldn't do it, man. But I was just so caught on staying local and then coming home every day. I had to get out of that comfort zone, because sometimes you got to get out your comfort zone to prosper in life, or just in general. You know, so I had to get out of my comfort zone and do something different, because I was like, man, I'm not making any money driving a dump truck. And I'm not saying all dump truck drivers don't make any money. Now, if you got a situation where you're working all weathers, like you work in the rain, which very seldom happens, because when it rains, the reason why we don't work in the rain, or dump truck drivers don't work in the rain, because I'm not a dump truck driver anymore, is because, you know, it tracks mud everywhere on the pavement, on the streets, on the highways, you know, neighborhoods, because we do work in neighborhoods. Matter of fact, the neighborhood that me and my wife, me and my family just moved in, when I drove dump trucks, I did the whole parking lot of that neighborhood. So it's funny that I helped build that community. You know what I mean? So we truckers, man. We move the country. Dump truck drivers, they move the earth. You know? So, yeah, so if it's raining, you're not working. You know, if it's snow, which very seldom happens, like maybe a couple days out of a year, you can make some snow money. But that's not every day. That's not a consistent check. You know, so dump trucking is okay if you want to be local. If you got a Class B, of course, you really can't do too much with a Class B other than driving a dump truck, a trash truck, or like a cement mixer. You know, when all of them kind of fall in the same category as far as weather, except for the trash truck, because trash trucks work regardless. You know, but this video is a topic about dump truck drivers and driving semi-trucks, 18-wheelers, big rigs, whatever you want to call it, over the road or regional. You know, so my opinion is, if you got a Class A, man, jump in that big rig, come over the road for a year, just get your year experience, go over the road, travel the country, get some miles under your belt, you know, get used to driving a big rig and turns and back end. And, you know, if you want to come back local, then go for it. At least get a year under your belt, because most companies prefer that you have a year over the road. You know, they want to know how many miles you've driven, what cities and states you've driven to, and how long you've driven. You know, so if you got your Class A and all you do, because I know a lot of Class A drivers that only just drive dump trucks for years, never driven over the road. I don't know what's the point of you getting a Class A if you didn't even want to try it, at least for 6 months. You know, so that's just my opinion, man. Like, I've driven dump trucks for maybe 3 years before I came over the road. You know, and like I said, it was my reason for just I wanted to be home every day. I ain't want to not be home with my family. I had to break out of that, you know. Not saying that I'm gone for weeks and months at a time like a lot of our older road. I'm drive regional, so I'm gone. In a week, I'm home now. I'm home maybe 2 to 3 days out of the week now. But a couple months ago, you know, for maybe like 6-7 months, I probably was gone. I was only home for like a day. You know, but every situation is different. You know what I mean? Don't judge my situation the same as yours would be. And vice versa. Can't judge that person's situation, it'll be the same as mine. So that's just my opinion on it, man. Like, if you got a Class A, come over the road, drive regional, you know, just get the experience under your belt, and you'll make that better money. Also depends on the company if you're getting cents per mile and percentage. Personally, I like percentage because you don't got to drive as many miles when you're just doing percentage. You got to get a decent paying load to get a decent paying check. Now, if you driving for a company getting cents per mile, you got to do a hell of a lot of driving. And most companies paying cents per mile. And there's a reason why, because they don't really want to pay their drivers too much money. That's the reason why I'm still rocking with the company on top of other things. But that's one of the reasons I make decent money here. They don't bother me. Good freight, good equipment. I'm in a brand new Kenworth right now. Kenworth gang. You know what I mean? So that's just my opinion. Short little video. I want to give my viewpoint on dump truck drivers or semi-truck drivers. I appreciate all my subscribers. If you ain't subscribed yet, man, come and subscribe to your boy, man, if you like the content. And all my subscribers that came back, man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, man. Y'all the real MVP, man. Y'all know who it is, bro. Red Big Truck.